Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom Airsoft. It's good to see you again. If it's your first time here, good to see you. As always, if you're enjoying my series of videos, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a new video. We usually aim to put them out every Sunday. It'll never be later than a Sunday. I'll always put it out earlier on the Saturday for any reason I can't upload on the Sunday. Today's video, we're just going to be doing a quick follow-up really on the Specna Arms Edge E02. I did an unboxing on this on one of my previous videos. If you haven't seen that video already, then maybe check that out, where I did a quick rundown of my first impressions of it. Since then, I've managed to get out and test this in the field, a very limited skirmish. I've got some footage of that in today's video, so you can see this replica in use in the field, and then I'll give you a summary of my experiences with it and how I found it for gameplay and how it held up. As well as that, we're going to be taking a follow-up look at the Titan Power lithium-ion battery. You may remember I've done a comparison video between one of these and the traditional NIMH or LiPo batteries, and I'll give you my impressions of how I found this. The entire game day I powered this replica with this battery, just to do a test on both really and see how they perform in the field. So let's get straight into it. What I'll do now is we'll show you the footage of this replica powered by this battery in use in the field. There's a mixture of game modes there. There's a bit of defense. You'll see me defending a position, so there's not a lot of moving about unfortunately in that, but you do see the replica in use. It was a particularly wet, rainy day, a lot of wind, so good conditions really to try out a replica and see how it holds up. So I hope you enjoy the footage. As always, if you have any suggestions for my channel, if you think there's anything I could improve, then please drop a comment below. Let me know what you think could be better, and let me know what you think of my videos in general, and we can always work on it together to make any improvements that are needed. So stick with us and we'll move over to the gameplay footage just now, and then I'll come back to you. Oh, they're all going left. They're all going left! That's one down. They're coming up centre, my 12. Reload! I hope you enjoyed that footage. That's my first experience of taking in-game footage with various camera setups. I hope, as I say, that you found that interesting, and you could see that this rifle got used quite a bit. I don't tend to use a lot of full auto in-game play. I tend to stick to semi-auto. Needless to say, the full auto was not an issue on this replica. It works absolutely fine. It's just when I'm playing, I tend to stick to semi and try and aim my shots. So let's have a quick overview after looking at that footage of my impressions of this Specna Arms replica. Well, the rifle, as you can see, has held up well. There are no marks, no damage. Obviously, I always clean my replicas after a day in the field, especially if they've got wet. I like to dry them off, oil up any metal that could corrode, and try and keep them in as good condition as I can. But the replica stood up well. The only bit of scratching really, which you'll probably not be able to make out on camera, was on the front sling point here, where my sling was mounted. Obviously the sling's rubbing back and forth, it's rubbed a bit of the paintwork off. There's a bit of silver showing. But this replica, I was very impressed. It functioned fine for me. The gearbox is a little bit whiny, so from my own personal point of view, I will be taking this replica apart. I'll do a reshim and a re-grease on it. I'll maybe include that takedown process in a future video, and then you can work along with that yourself and show you how to take one of these down. But out of the box, this performed flawlessly all day for me. When I put it through the chrono, that's what these little tags here are for, when I got it chronoed, it was shooting at around about 280 feet per second on a 0.25 gram BB. So not phenomenal power in it. However, I had no issues with range. The range I could engage targets at with this was more than adequate. The hop up unit on it seems to be absolutely superb. Dialed the hop in at 0.25s, and they had a really good flight path. There wasn't much kick into either side. It was a slight draw to the left, but I'll put that down to wind conditions because it was quite a windy day out there. But overall, the replica performed really well. No malfunctions, easy to use, good weight, felt good in the hand, no damage to the replica, and lasted me all day. So after testing this in the field, I could certainly recommend one of these. For the money that I paid for it, I'm more than happy. It performed more than adequately. There is scope for upgrade, which I will no doubt do in the future. But straight out of the box, you could absolutely play the game with no issues at all with this replica. As always, I'll put a link in the description as to where you can get one of these if you want one. But this particular one, as I say, I had no issues with it at all. Played all day, absolutely fine, no malfunctions, hop up is effective, the range is absolutely fine, no problems with the range at all, further than a lot of standard replicas that I've used. The rate of fire was fine, there was no problems at all. Everything functioned as I would expect. I tried various magazines in it, as well as the Specna Arms magazines that come with it, of which you do get two, if you remember from my unboxing. The magazines that came with it function absolutely fine with no feeding problems, and every other magazine that I tried, including New Pro G&G, they also fed without issue. So magazine compatibility is right there. So yeah, I like the rifle. It was a good rifle. With regard to the lithium-ion battery, which powered this all day, I charged this up the night before the game to its maximum capacity, and then I never had to change my battery all day. I used this all day, it never ran out of power. My plan was just to keep using it until it ran absolutely dead. However, never got to do that because it never actually went dead. I never had to change my battery all day, and for the size of it, absolutely superb. I didn't notice any particular poor performance difference, if you remember from my battery comparison video, between this and a 7.4 volt LiPo battery that I was using. The difference is with this, again, very impressed. This ran all day with no issues, didn't have to change batteries out, which I would normally have to do at the lunchtime break. This ran all day, no heat from the battery, no issues with the Replica. It fits in the crane stock, absolutely no problems at all. Yeah, I would definitely recommend these batteries. They are more expensive, as you know from my comparison video, than a LiPo battery or a NIMH battery. However, I would normally take two 7.4 volt LiPos with me to the field, and at lunchtime I would have to swap that LiPo out because I would have the concern of running the LiPo too far down and then the battery being damaged, or indeed the battery becoming unstable. But with this, I was safe in the knowledge that I could run this till it was absolutely flat and I'd still be able to charge it back up, and also it isn't going to swell up on me or become unstable. But even with that in the back of my mind and not changing the battery at lunchtime, this lasted all day with absolutely no issues, and it still has power with it now. So I could definitely recommend a lithium-ion battery, a Titan lithium-ion battery after using it in the field. And I could certainly recommend this Replica, the Specna Arms Edge Series Replica, after using that in the field. It performed well, people seem to like the look of it on the field, and I enjoyed using it. So that's my follow-up to the Specna Arms after our unboxing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, please pop a like on it. If you think I could make improvements, then drop me a comment and let me know so we can work through this together, make these videos as good as you want them to be. And if you're enjoying my series of videos, as always, subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.